We have a question on the board to solve, and the question says express in index form. We have about 6 questions altogether, so let's swing into action immediately. The first question gives us 3 multiply 3 multiply 3 multiply 3. To express this in index form is really easy because to multiply 3 4 places simply means write 1 3 because all the bases are the same and put a 4 on it. That's it. 3 raised to the power 4. That's the answer. Another simple way to express something like this is simply to say 3. Since each of the numbers standing is to the power of 1, we're going to say 3 to the power of 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 because there are 4 3's. That is also going to leave you with the same answer, 3 to the power of 4. So whichever way you do it, you will also end up having the answer 3 to the power of 4. That's it. Second one, 3 times 7 times 3 times 7. Watch something here. We have 3 and we have 3 here. I'm going to keep them close to each other as 3 multiply 3 times, and the two 7's, I'm going to keep them close to each other. So it's going to be 7 times 7. Now it's easy for me to know that there are 2 3's, which is 3 to the power of 1 plus 1 is 2, 3 to the power of 2, and 7 times 7 is 49. But I'm not going to write 49 since the question says we should write them in index form. So I'm simply going to write it as 7 to the power of 2 or 7 squared. This is the final answer because the question says express them in index form. So we have to leave the powers. You get that? Okay. The next question is the root of 17. Remember, we want to express this in index form. To do that, we mentioned that when we have a square root, another way to express it is using the power half. So 17 square root, or the square root of 17, is better expressed as 17 to the power of 1 over 2. It ends here, it doesn't go beyond that. That's the answer. Let's try out the next one. This is the square root of 2 to the power of 3. The same square root in 17. So first of all, I'm going to write 2 as 2 raised to the power of half. Close my bracket, everything is raised to the power of 3, something like this. And now if we simplify further, using the multiplication of powers, this is going to be the same thing as 2 to the power of half times 3. We're going to say this as a fraction, so I'm going to make it 3 over 1. Therefore, it is written as 2 to the power of 1 times 3 is 3 and 2 times 1 is 2. This is the final answer. Since the question says you should express them in index form, don't go beyond that. Alright, now let's solve this question. This is actually different. This is the fourth root of 3, which is different from the ones we've solved earlier. But if you also remember the power rule, you remember that we said when you have a root that is not square root, you express it simply as the power of nth root. And in this case, our n is 4. So I'm going to write the base, which is 3, and express it in the fourth root, which is 3 to the power of 1/4. It ends there too. Very easy, right? And here we come to the final question. 1 divided by 6 times 6 times 6, 6 in 3 places. If I further simplify this, first of all, this is 1 over 6 to the power of 3. But this is not the final answer because I have not actually expressed this as in index form. Therefore, to make this simple in index form, I'm going to apply a rule, which is the rule of negative power. We had mentioned earlier that when you have n to the power of negative a, it is the same thing as 1 divided by n to the power of a. So if you look at this situation, it is exactly what we have here. Therefore, I have to bring it to this situation by writing it as 6 to the power of negative 3. This has finally been expressed in index form as required. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a thumb up if you really did enjoy it. And please turn on the notification bell so that you can see some of our videos next when we upload them. Thank you for watching.